Hi, my name is Barb Bruno. I want to personally invite you to join me for a webinar that I'm doing for the New York Staffing Association on March 24th. And this webinar is about how do you accelerate recruiting? How do you outsource and outperform your competitors in this very competitive market for top talent? And you and I both know candidates are not sitting there waiting for our call. In fact, they're not even responding to our normal ways of reaching out. There's less than a 10% open rate on InMail. There's less than a 7% open rate on email. People have learned to hide behind technology. You know why? Because they think that you and I are all alike, and they hate being pitched jobs, whether you're pitching it in an InMail, whether you're pitching it on your voicemail. They are so tired of hearing from recruiters. And again, when we pitch a job up front and we pitch a job too fast before we even know what's important to this person, we prove them right that they feel like all we're doing is filling jobs, that we don't care about them. And candidates have changed. Candidates are not the same as they were even a year or two ago. They're very interested in personal and professional growth. They will not accept the same job, even if it is for more money, if they don't see some type of advancement. They want to get more marketable with every job that they take. And so, and also they're more networked than they've ever been before. So, what is the value of them really sending you their resume? Can you open them to jobs that are not advertised? Can you help them advance in their career? We have got to stop pitching jobs, and we've got to pitch the fact that we can help them advance in their career. And so during this session, what you're going to learn is how do you engage passive candidates? And not through a generic outreach that sounds like you're, just scanning hundreds of people in a database and you're hoping that someone calls you. How do you really engage the best talent out there? How do you adjust your messaging to basically match what's important to today's candidates? Because as I said before, those aren't my statistics. Those are LinkedIn statistics that less than 7% of all email are open. So if you're only texting and emailing and sending in-mails, your chance of getting a response is under 10%. How do you strengthen your referral process? Because if you've been a recruiter for more than 12 or 18 months, 40% of the candidates that you place in jobs should be referrals. And if that's not your reality, I'm going to show you how to make that your reality. Another point I want to make during this training is I firmly believe that you could fill a third of the job sitting on your desk, whether it's an assignment, a contract, or a direct hire. I believe you could fill 30% of the business sitting on your desk right now with candidates in your database. So how do you learn how to work your database in a way that you've got constant candidate referrals? And lastly, how do you establish yourself as that top of mind recruiter in your niche? If I'm an engineer and you place engineers, then if I'm looking for a job, I should have people refer me to you. If I go to your LinkedIn profile, I should be able to see, that you're the person I should be working with. You've got to share your track record of success. Candidates say all the time, we say we're different, and then when they ask us how we're different, we all say the same things. And reactive recruiters compete. Proactive recruiters control the flow of talent. They're not competing with other recruiters. They're out there and they're working their network and candidates are coming to them. And that's when this job becomes fun, is when everybody out there is referring people to you and you become known as the recruiter of choice. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. And so when you sign up for this webinar and you implement the ideas, it's going to give you a tremendous competitive edge. And you're going to wonder why you haven't used some of these ideas in the past. And again, I'm going to share a lot of brand new ideas you've probably never heard of. And so I most certainly hope you click that link and join me. And I will open the lines for your questions. So I look forward to meeting you on the call and answering your questions and helping you become that recruiter of choice. Have a great day. Thanks.